Hello, my name's John and welcome to another vlog. This is, it's not part of the film video DVD series, but it is a countdown. This is my countdown of my favourite games of all time, or at least what I could think of at the time of doing the list anyway. Chances are there might be other games that I like better or just as much as these, but I've got that many games. I think I've got knocking on 500 games across all the platforms that I own, because I've got like a Game Gear, a Mega Drive, a SNES, PS1, PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, Sega Saturn, N64. Yeah, so I've also got a Spectrum ZX as well in the attic, just for the really retro of you. So as you can tell, I've got quite a lot of games consoles, quite a lot of games to go with them. So, this is just a brief what I could think of at the time. My number one game is The Last of Us. I know it's a new game, but it totally blew me away when I played it. I was actually in tears within the first few minutes when, I won't tell you where, just in case you've not actually played the game, but there's the first few moments of the game is quite gripping, and it really puts you into their world, and something happens and I just cried. I'm like, you can't start a game like this is terrible, but it is an awesome game. It takes the game to a whole new level. The graphics on it are astounding. It really makes you, the music is inspiring. It really puts you into the game. You feel their struggle. You want them to survive. I can't really say much more that hasn't already been said by other people in other vlogs or other reviews for it. So if you want to find out more about it, there's plenty to look out for on the net and in books and stuff. But it's an awesome game. If you've got a PlayStation 3, then I definitely say go get it. My second game isn't a game, it's an actual saga, and that's the God of War games. I have always been into Greek mythology and stuff like that. I love stuff like Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, things like that. So I love its unique twist on that whole genre of mythology. Also the fact that this one person can change his whole destiny of being tied to the God of War, and defy the gods who were very powerful at the time, and who everyone really was afraid of. The fact that he was going against all this was kind of like, yeah, that's a pretty awesome guy. Graphically, it is pretty amazing for its time. It's not as intense as The Last of Us, but it is pretty darn good. There are some jaw-dropping backgrounds and scenes in it. In the latest one of him, he looks more human than he does in the others. In the early games, he looks quite white, whereas in the latest one, God of War Ascension, you can tell his skin is supposed to be ash scarred, not actually just painted white. So they did a really good job with that. My third game, again, isn't a specific game, it's a series of games, and that is the Mortal Kombat's. This was one of the first games I actually played and ever owned myself, and that was right back when Mortal Kombat first came out, and I had it on my Sega Game Gear. It wasn't the best version of it. You couldn't have Kano in the Game Gear version, but that didn't bother me. I was always a Sub-Zero person. But to me, that was one of the first groundbreaking games of its time. The fact it used digitalised people in an actual game that you could play was just amazing. it is just, you know, even today, by today's standards, I will still go in my gaming gear and still put in Mortal Kombat, and it's still an awesome game to look at. You know, the backgrounds aren't brilliant. Goro is starting to look a bit cheesy with him being like a clay figure, but the actual fighters themselves still look smooth as anything. Obviously not as brilliantly digitized and animated as games are these days, but it stood the test of time, I think. So yeah, that's that one. My fourth one is Columns. That's basically Sega's version of Tetris, for those of you that didn't know. It's just such a simple, innocent little game. It's very basic, as you can imagine, with it being like Tetris, but it provided me with hours of fun as a kid and quite a decent stress reliever when I was at school doing my getting ready to do my GCSEs and stuff like that. If I wanted to chill out, I would just whack in Columns and just play it for hours on end and just chill to it. The music is very simple, but you can just lose yourself in it. And that's that one. My fifth game is Project Zero, also known as Fatal Frame if you're in America or other parts of the world. This was the first game I played that actually ever scared me. They are truly scary games. And it's also what got me into the whole survival horror / horror in general type of games. Until then I'd been pretty much just a platform or beat 'em up person. But this one really opened my mind to other games. It's basically just ghosts. You can't fight them. You have this camera that you have to wait until the very last moment to take a photo of them to get the zero effect, which is basically the killer shot. But if you wait too long, they will get you and take life off you and so on. There are a few friendly ghosts in it that offer advice, but the majority of them are all very scary. It's a Japanese game, so any of you who know Japanese horrors will know how well they do horror, and this is just an extension of that. They are very plain, white-faced, long, dark-haired ghosts in kimonos and stuff like that, which is very scary. They are very kind of mute until they come at you, and then they become quite scary. Even to this day, you know, they are quite old games now. They were like Xbox and PlayStation 2 games. But even to this day, I can't play them without being freaked out. I was hoping that when the PlayStation 3 came out, they were going to do one for that, because the graphics on that would have just been amazing. But they haven't done it to date, so I don't think it's going to be very likely that they're going to do any for the PS4 either, unfortunately. But I would love them to do more, because I think they've done 3. I've only got the first 2. But I think they've done 3 or 4, or 4 was only available in certain countries. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's that one. And my number 6 game, which is the last one in this countdown, is going to be Slender, the 8 pages, a free independent game that you can get online, and this is tops everything that you could ever imagine to be scary. A friend played through it. He knows who he is. He's a good mate now. He played it. I watched his video on YouTube, and even just watching it scared me. You're just basically in a dark woods with just a flashlight, going around collecting randomly generated 8 pages from a selection of, I think it's 10 or 11 different locations in this woods. And he will spawn at you at any time. He is just a plain white guy, no face, just a very plain faced, kind of no eyes and nose, mouth, nothing like that, just a plain, like a shop dummy, which a lot of people have akined it to. and he's wearing a black suit, and he has like these tentacle type things that can come out when you get too close. And he will spawn. He's very thin, which is why it's called Slender Man. And he will just come at you. You're not supposed to look at him. If you see him, you're supposed to run. You know when he's getting close to you because the screen goes all crackly and staticky. So at that point you panic and run for your life, basically. The more pages you get, the more often he appears to try and get you to stop you from getting all 8 pages. I've never completed it yet, and nor has my friend. But it became so popular, there's now about 4 or 5 different versions of it, all just as scary as each other. Some not quite as so as the 8 pages. But since when has a sequel to a game ever been as good as the original, basically? But this is truly a game that nightmares are made of. You know, it is truly scary. And that is back out now. I hope you liked my thoughts on my top games. If you think there are games that are better for whatever reason, then let me know. Drop me a comment and inform me. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. Bye.